It's 1 a.m. in the morning. We're watching Age of Mythology here, and I do not have the energy in me anymore. So you're just gonna have to deal with it. And maybe it's good, maybe it's not. We'll have to wait and see. In the bottom of the map, in the blue color, plays Oranos. His name's Grassengroom. In the top of the map, in the blue, see how tight I am. In the red color, playing as Hades. His name is Momo. Momo. The map is Alfheim, and yes, this is a part of the Golden Gift Meta Plays tournament. This is the losers section of the tournament. It's a double elimination tournament. So if you want to see any of the other games that are being played this tournament, and you want to see how it all goes on, it's a 1 day tournament. So we'll talk about that before we talk about that. I do encourage you to go over to Meta Plays. They are on YouTube. They are on Twitch. Check them out. They are hosting this tournament, and things are falling all over the place in my room, and it's just crazy. The lights are flashing. Everyone's going crazy. And also, if you've exhausted all the content over at Meta Plays, I would encourage you to go over to watch AOL Iron Maiden, who's going to be covering the other half of the tournament. There's quite a lot of games going on here in this tournament. So it's basically the top 8 of the Meta Plays is people who participate in Meta Plays, basically top 8. So it's a qualifier. So it's only going to be the best players here playing Age of Mythology in this tournament. So we'll see how it's all going to end up going. So we do have to talk about a little bit about what this matchup is going to be. We've got Momo playing Hades. We've got Grassengroom playing Oranos. So it's on Alfheim, so it's actually kind of advantage. It's kind of advantage Grassengroom in a way, because Oranos functions a little bit better on low hunt maps than Hades does. So we'll see how it's going to go. But Momo only knows one strategy here, and he actually has an incredibly poor gold mine. This is like as bad as it gets here for Momo. So he's going to be having some tough times here. So we'll see what he's going to be able to come up with. But I imagine if Momo goes for Momo strats, which is the only strat he knows is a fast second town center, he might be in for some trouble here. Because if I was Grassengroom and I saw this map here, and I see my opponent go for a fast second town center, I would just go mass Terma. Don't spend any time making any Miller early game, and I just sit on this gold mine. And I scout up here, make sure I know what's going on over here. As we see some cows getting grabbed here for Momo, and then I ask Momo the question. I ask the Hades player the question: what are you going to do about this gold mine? And we'll see what he's going to do, because it's going to be a tough one. Now, he can grab this town center. He can use sentinels here. I imagine a sentinel might spawn like here or something. He might be able to help defend this. But in general, this is going to be a really tough one here, as Momo's getting closer and closer to the next stage. Doesn't need to get his temple up, getting that last villager out. And we do see Prometheus is the god of choice here for Grassengroom. No real surprises here. He's going to be advancing up. On a map that's low hunt like this for Grassengroom, one thing I think for Oranos players and Atlantean players in general, while you're going to the classical age, if you go for a 430 advance time with hunting dogs, you should grab husbandry while you advance here. I think that's super value, but yeah, we're not seeing that just yet here for Grassengroom, as he's dealing with his own crisis here in this game, as Momo's now going to start putting villagers over onto wood and onto gold, try and find his way into a position where he can grab this town center. Now, this town center does secure these berries to some degree, especially if there's like a wall or some defensive buildings placed over here. But Momo's trying to get all that gold in as fast as he can, and he's just going to play complete standard Momo shenanigans here, as we do see a counter barracks or two here. 2 counter barracks coming down right now for Grassengroom. So he's going straight in on those Terma, and I love that. It's going to be really good. Not only that, we see the Promethean offspring. Those have been deleted to give him a little bit more speed to get across the map here. Going to be looking to get straight in onto this position, get some damage onto this town center. So those oracles, they're in a little bit of a precarious position. They're checking all the town centers out, but he doesn't quite know what's happening just yet. He does see the villagers coming over here as they're going to start chopping down some trees here as the town center is going to come through. We do see the Minotaur coming in onto this position as that villager is going to start getting taken down. We've got the Terminus swinging in already onto this location as those Prometheans are going to be getting circled around. An Oracle Hero going to get manually created here. I do wonder if the idea of casting Shockwave here might be the way to go here, as a handful more villagers going to be coming in onto this position as those cows going to be moving very, very early over here. We'll see how this is going to go. We've got 2,000 HP here coming in. We will be seeing at least one villager kill here. Still no Shockwave just yet, as maybe 3 villagers here maybe going down. A little bit of mismarker there from Grassengroom. Big Shockwave onto that location over there as the final villager might go down. The town center is now up. Nice play here for Momo, but that's just problem number 1 sorted out in this early game here, is getting that town center up. The problem number 2 is, what about this gold mine, guys? This gold mine is incredibly weak. We do see a relic getting picked up there. The Thundercloud short, giving the Pierce vulnerability here. As the villagers all going to be retreating back. Momo's got 27 gold in the bank at this point. So definitely in a very difficult position. So we'll see what he's going to be doing. Getting himself watchtowers over here. Going to be pushing these units back ever so slightly. Units separating across the map. What I'd love to see from this Oracle is a placement around about here. So we can see this gold mine and you can see this gold mine. This town center, a little bit less important than the gold mines here, I would say, as the villages, as the town centers already come up, as we see stable and military barracks getting dropped down here, as Grassengroom still doesn't have himself that that husbandry here just yet. So units coming through onto this position. They do see a weakness over here. No tower here protecting those villages, as the Termite can simply just run straight by the tower. The villagers have to pull back. Might have to jump straight onto those cows here. Almost picking off a villager. Nice play. Villagers retreating back over on this location over here as the tower is trying to defend there. So we'll think about exactly what Grassengroom can do here. Coming in. So Grassengroom here, he's got a couple of options. Like option number 1 is grab this town center. Option number 2 is grab both those town centers. And option number 3 is to just spam units really, really heavily here and just sit on this gold mine. Because there's this location here where you can just leave units and you can just continue to put pressure onto this gold mine over and over and over and over and over again. Because right now, Momo's getting a little bit of gold here, but Grassengroom here, he can just prevent this from happening. The village is going to be pulling off that gold mine there, trying to retreat back here. No shockwave available just yet, as we do see the sentinels coming in here to try and hold off on this location here. As the Termite pulling back ever so slightly, trying to get some damage there onto that Chiron. As the Promethean getting some damage over here, almost actually able to snipe off the Chiron as he does get garrisoned into that tower over there. As the village is getting pulled back even more, still very few amounts of military units out just yet, as the Ajax does end up getting taken down. The temple is going to be getting cleaned up as well, as we do see the Chiron going to be coming back out onto this position over here. Villagers coming back over here onto the gold mine. 39 population for Momo to 89 population for Grassengroom here, as the village is going to be getting cleaned up here really, really quickly. And the Chiron pulls back ever so slightly here. 38 HP remaining as those Prometheans pushing into getting a lot of good damage done. That relic can get picked up here if Grassengroom so chooses. He's choosing not to for the time being, but we do see, look at this, the village is going to be sneaking this gold mine. We said that was always going to be something that he might want to be doing here. Now, I did say this once, and I think this is absolutely hilarious. Whether or not it's good or not remains to be seen. But when your opponent goes for farms on their secondary town center over here, so it hasn't happened just yet. So those villagers are getting absolutely massacred here. What you can do is you can send forward a hero citizen as Atlantean and start stealing those farms and just deleting them. I think it's going to be something that ends up happening more and more as villagers moving over onto this gold mine. Now, you do have to remember that Momo is on 2 town centers, so he can afford to lose these villages. He can afford to attempt to grab these gold mines over here and be actually in an okay position. So we do have a handful of Hippocon on this location over here. So the village is going to be pulling back. We've got that Sentinel here getting some good damage in here as well, as that villager does go down. Nice play there for Grassengroom, but he needs to pull his Terma away, get over onto this position, and disallow that gold mine from being grabbed here, as he's not actually managing to do that just yet, but does snipe down the sentinel over on that location there, as the villager here is going to be getting cleaned up as well. As the Hippocon going to be going down here pretty quickly, gets one kill, but the rest of those units come in to finish that one off. As more Terma coming through here to finish off that other Hippocon as it goes down as well. Momo still struggling to get that population up. 46 population. He's managed to find 10 more population here in this game. As the village is going to come out, we do see a comment here from Tommy Hill. Does the bonus damage upgrade from tower affect only cavalry or all units? It's only cavalry, doesn't affect Terma or anything else like that, and it actually also doesn't affect the hero Contarius. There's another little known factoid. Also, your town centers and your fortresses, which do get impacted by crenellations, do not get bonus damage against cavalry either, but it does increase the track rating. Yes, it does. So that means it's going to hit them just that little bit more, as we do see some villagers coming back over onto this location over here. More villagers coming over here. They are now on the way for Grassengroom. He's playing this one really, really nicely thus far, as more Hippocon coming in onto this position. They're going to be getting taken down over here, as we see the villagers coming through over here, taking some kills, as we do see a bit of a restoration coming in, trying to help relieve the pressure here, as is that the Heroic Edge? Heroic Edge is in right now for Grassengroom. So we'll see what way he's going to be going with this one. Maybe a marker gets dropped. Maybe he goes straight for the Mythic Age, drops a Tartarian Gate down in the main base here of Momo going forward. Maybe he goes for Hecate or Helios even as an absolutely wild option up for one town center. As these villagers getting away with murder on that gold mine over there, as the Terma was sniped down. Going to be splitting up those units here. Nice play from Grassengroom, consistently trying to keep Momo on low population. But right now, Momo's found himself at 67 population. He's getting a temple up at the back, as those Terma are going to be coming through here. And that's still going to be a lot of dead villagers in this location here. As he's got 6 here, a couple of low HP on this one, as we do see this Nymphalian bird swinging in here as well. Some more units pushing through. We've got those Hippocon coming in. Grassengroom motoring ahead. He does decide to get himself a second town center and get himself some Dryads coming out. It's going to be absolutely huge against those Hippocon and everything else, as the villagers retreating back home here. We've got units on every single one of these gold mines right now. Momo is getting completely gold starved at this point. He has to work out some way to deal with it, as the villagers also getting pushed off that wood line over there, as they all retreat into the town, so they're going to have to move back over onto this bottom location. 17 villagers to 41, as we are actually seeing some Contarius coming out here, as well as Catapeltes for Grassengroom to help him out and get across the map a little bit fast, get a little bit more damage done onto those villagers, as the villagers get pulled off of that gold mine over there. One villager sneaking this gold mine for the time being here, as Grassengroom just about to get himself that second town center up here. Going to be absolutely flying in this game. A couple of Terma over here getting sniped down though by these towers and the sentinels, as the Hades base is a very, very strong fortress here. Very tough to penetrate here at this in this location. The Dryads are going to be coming through here, trying to take down these houses and everything else. We do see the Dryads coming through, starting to take on these units here, but with the Chiron still involved in these fights, those Dryads take a lot of damage from him, so he has to clean that up at some point. As the villagers coming back in onto this location over here, taking down a couple of those Terma yet again. I imagine Grassengroom is just going to simply take some units over there. We do see a palace coming down, a bit of a safety palace here, very far outside of the line of sight here of Momo. As the Terma pulls back, villagers going onto the gold mine over here, as we see that third town center coming up for Grassengroom, as the villagers going to be pulling back. Do we see a shockwave here? It would be absolutely huge. We do actually have a shockwave, but he's deciding not to use it just yet. 44 villagers here for Momo. He is still creeping up on the villager count. There's some more military buildings getting dropped down here for Grassengrooms. Now the town center is going to be coming through, and now you send the hero citizen in. This is the moment you send the hero citizen in to steal these farms, delete those farms away from a Momo. That would hurt so much. Look at how little wood he would have, but it does require some big brains to get in there and make that happen. But he's going to get up his military barracks and everything else on the front nonetheless. This palace here going to hit this gold mine ever so slightly. Is the army going to be cleaning up this army very, very easily. Nice play here from Grassengroom. We see the villagers getting pulled over here onto this location as well as as Momo does decide that he needs to tap out here. Momo just not able to get a gold mine here in this game. Really, really well played here by Grassengroom. He saw the weakness of this gold mine. He opened up this position nicely, and he just did not allow Momo any chance to breathe here. Momo's fast 2 town center strat. It's not a one-size-fits-all strategy here at all. I feel like possibly the better way to have played this here for Momo would have simply just been Athena Hippocon hoplites off of 1 town center here into dropping a archery range even a little bit later, because Grassengroom going double counter barracks at the start means you can put some good pressure onto your opponent, at least secure your gold mine, maybe grab your town center a little bit later and be in a much better position. But with all the exposed gold mines here and just nothing that you can really grab from it, such a tough time here for the Hades. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.